Hey, hey,
Hey, hey.
welcome back to another episode of Curriculum Chats. I am Mila and I'm joined by our founder, Marla. And so today we're going to talk about a category called Don't Get Caught Up. So we're excited to get to that next category. As a reminder, this is part of our foundational series in our curriculum called the Dreamcatcher, a playbook to achieve your dreams. And please do, at the conclusion of the session, please go to our website, www.ioforteens.org. Please sign up to join our email list so that we can send you updates as we continue to build up this curriculum. Also, you can download a PDF of the full foundational curriculum. And also, please do follow us on our social media platforms. So one thing you can do is on the channel you're watching now, which is the YouTube channel, please do like this video and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can follow us and hear when other uploads come up. We are going to be launching a new series later this year that we're working on now, so we want to make sure that you can stay up to date, know what's going on. One other thing is that you all probably saw a few weeks ago that we were advertising for our inaugural Pure Speaker Series. So we completed the first speaker series interview last week with Alex Budak, who is a UCLA professor, or assistant professor, I believe. So we want to make sure that you can take part and see the video and see the great interview we had with him. We both had a lot of takeaways. We both wrote down some things that we want to commit to doing as a change maker. So please do look out for that. It will be uploaded on this channel as well, on the YouTube channel. So let's go ahead and jump into the topic of the day, which is going to be called Don't Get Caught Up. So let's talk about professionalism. So professionalism in and out of the workplace matters. So oftentimes people don't realize that their character outside the workplace and their character inside the workplace need to have some level of similarity. So let's talk a little bit about what professionalism means to you. So Marla, talk about what professionalism is.
I love this because when you think about professionalism, Jamila, I like to, let's reverse it, right? So what's the opposite of professionalism? Immaturity. So let's think about kids. When you were a kid, you played in the sandbox. And if someone stole your toy out the sandbox, what did you do? You hit them. or you chased them, or you pulled their hair, or you bit them. My mom said I was a biter. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? You do things that children do. So let's take it to the adult level. So if you're in Walmart and someone bumps your cart because they're trying to get in the line before you do, Walmart lines are crazy, the public lines are crazy. So you're trying to get in the line and someone bumps your cart. What do? It's all about your response and how you act, right? So I think professionalism is how you present yourself in a public setting and how you respond to things that are unfavorable, things that you didn't like that happened to you, right? Because that's going to be on a regular basis. It's going to happen all the time, especially in the workplace. You have things that are said to you, things that you don't like. How are you going to respond? That's a part of professionalism.
Okay, that's good. So I've had someone bump me with a cart in the grocery store, but I didn't fight back. Allegedly. I'm joking. Anyway, so let's talk about how that scenario in Walmart, someone hits your cart, you get upset about it. How does that play out in the workplace?
Okay, yeah. So think about it. It takes what? 7 seconds. 7 seconds to ruin your life. So 7 seconds between you making a decision that can either cause you to maybe lose your life or cause you to go to jail and lose your freedom. I don't want to do either one of them, right? So you got to stop and pause for a moment. So let's just take an example. Susie took your paper off the printer on accident. You needed this paper. This is a report that you're about to give a presentation for. You're about to give a presentation to the big wigs. And you're excited, and the paper has been taken. Well, Susie may have taken it on accident. But what happens if you go chase down Susie? You go chase down Susie. You slap Susie across the face. Then what happens? This is where the term going postal went, right? Because people kind of lose it, right? So you go slap her across the face. Susie goes and tells human resources, which is resources for the human. That means, because sometimes human resources get that bad rap that we are only take care of bad issues, right? But they take care of all issues. They're resources for the humans, right? The human beings working in the workplace. So resources gets involved, compliance gets involved, legal gets involved. You might get arrested, all because Susie took the paper off the printer and you could have reprinted it. But I said that I gave that example for a reason, because look how small it is, but look how big it became. All because you didn't take the time to think about self-awareness, where you're at. Self-awareness is the first key of emotional intelligence. So you didn't think about where you were at. You didn't think about your surroundings. You didn't think about who's your audience. You just thought about, Susie took my paper. It's all that matters. It's all about me. It's all that matters. So you have to stop and think ahead of time and think about those 7 seconds.
That's good. So part of what is in the curriculum is that it talks about a classification, which is called HR and legal practices. And there's another category called union issues. So just take a few moments and talk a little bit about what is HR? What does that mean? Right. In the workplace. Yeah.
So human resources, right? Because like we said, sometimes human resources gets that bad rep. And human resources is really just that, is the resources for the humans working in the workplace. So there's different things that we won't go down all of the structures, right? There's different structures and departments. And so you have your payroll, you have your legal issues, you have your compliance issues, and all these, depending on the size of the company, can be put all into one lump sum. But it's basically helping the human being to get to where they need to go, whether it's career-wise, whether it's work-related wise, whether it's family-wise, family issues. Sometimes you have to go off on leave, you have a baby, you get married. All of that is involved in human resources and how that plays a part. And yes, they do take care of the issues of when you slap Susie. They take care of those too. They also take care of the issues of when you get paid. They take care of the good things too as well. So we gotta look at it as one big bubble of how the resources are there to help the human. And then also the psychological safety piece when it comes to the unions, right? And we can talk a little bit more about this, and as we get to the curriculum, we gotta get to the curriculum about this, but we need to feel safe. So that's a part of, in the workplace, you're safe to speak up. You're not going to be retaliated against, meaning someone's not going to say something against you and throw you up under the bus. We know that, right? Being thrown under the bus, right? So that's where that safety piece comes from. That's where a lot of unions come into play, to make sure that the employee has a voice.
That's good. So, in slapping Susie, for example, is more like an act of aggression. There could also be acts of what we call like passive aggressiveness in the workplace that are also complained about. So at any rate,
which are very hard to prove,
harder to prove. So that may be more an extreme to slap someone, but what you probably see more often is the passive aggressiveness, how we're employee to employee or human to human. A lot of that stems from lack of self-awareness. So let's talk for a moment. You talked about the importance of self-awareness. Talk just a little bit more about self-awareness in the workplace.
Yeah, self-awareness is being aware of what's your surroundings, being aware of your audience, being aware of who you're speaking to. If you're just talking to one person on your own, I know we have tons of examples for this, but one example we're talking about is you go to work or you go to school or wherever, and your parents or your spouse or whomever, your brother, sister, whomever, just bought you a brand new car. Okay, great. We're all excited. You got the Maserati. You're excited. Ooh, we all want to ride in the car. Okay, here you come next week talking about that Maserati again. Okay, all right, girl. We excited. Okay, here we are on week 5. You still bringing it up. You still talk about the Maserati.
Or you're acting differently towards
and now you done changed a little bit. Now your friends are starting to think, and your coworkers starting to think, okay, is something wrong with Tina? What's wrong with Tina? Why is she acting? She keeps talking about the car. Does she think she's better than us? So now you got to start to think, because they're going to start. Hopefully, a friend or a coworker may come to you. They may say, "Hey, seems like things have changed now that you've gotten this new car, or you got this new thing, or whatever, new house or whatever." So now's the time for you to think about, oh, wait a minute. How am I responding? How am I acting? What's within me as to why I got to talk about this every single week to my coworkers? I already mentioned it to them the first time, right? So this is just an example. This is a small example of many of how self-awareness can play out in the workplace. It's all about You paying attention to your actions, again, the first key to emotional intelligence, you paying attention to your actions, not reacting to everything you hear and say. Because again, people are going to say things that you don't want to, you don't want to pay attention to, but it's okay, right? How are you going to respond? That's emotional intelligence, self-awareness is really about your response.
Yeah, and when, even the example about the car could be a car, could be someone just got engaged. You keep bringing that up.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be that you just got a promotion. You keep reminding everyone that you're in charge.
Yeah, that you're in charge.
Whatever it is.
Do you think people want to follow people like that?
Be aware. And the key point is learning to read the room.
Yes.
And learning to
know
understand
your audience.
Right. Your interactions.
Know your audience.
Okay, so what is one actionable step that we can all do this week to pay more attention to self-awareness?
Something I try to do, and I'm not going to sit here and say I have perfected it, but I think I think these are all skills of works in progress, right? Stop and pause. Stop and think about, go back to the 7 seconds. Think about when something happens, something unfavorable happens, or something unfavorable is said to you. Take this week and just think about it. Because trust me, let me knock on wood here, but trust me, 9 out of 10 times, someone's going to say something to you that you probably don't like, or you're going to probably see something that you don't like, or probably maybe it could be your brother, your sister, your friend, is going to say something that you don't like. How are you? Because you're not responsible for what they do. You're only responsible for your action. So pay attention to how you respond and monitor that. Even if you need to get your phone out and take notes in your phone. I use my phone all the time for notes. Take notes to say, how did I respond to that? How did that bother me? What did that do for me? And how you respond to them is how that person's going to react, right? People react off of energy, off of vibe, right? So if you come at them, if they started you coming off a certain way, but you calm it down or you respond a certain way, 9 out of 10 times they'll calm down too, because you're now controlling the situation. But if they come at you loud, and you come back at them loud, and y'all now y'all in here arguing, about to go to HR, about to get caught up, go to legal issues over what? Over nothing. Then you think back, what was the purpose of this? So again, this week, and every day, really, just take time to respond. Take time to, and a lot of times you got to take a deep breath. Seriously, you got to take. When some people say certain things, some people say things to me, I just have to take a deep breath. Sometimes, a lot of times, things are on our facial expression. But you do have to just take a deep breath sometimes, and taking a deep breath can help as well.
Okay. So the recap is practice self-awareness, practice humility, and know that it's not always about you, right? So it kind of goes back to, I went to a conference one time and I heard them talk about the golden rule, which is treat people how you want to be treated. And they said the platinum rule, particularly as it pertains to the workplace, is treat people how they want to be treated, right? So I don't know, maybe that's vibranium. I don't know, whatever it is, it's a different level, right? It's a different level of self-awareness. So let's all practice that this week to have a different level of self-awareness going forward. All right, so that's a great place for us to wrap up today. This was a great discussion. The next series will be called Different Places, Different Spaces, and we're going to be talking about how to, we're in a global, global economy, the workplace is becoming more global. There's virtual work. So we're going to talk more about how you interact with people in different places across your city, across country, and internationally. So please do remember at the end of this video, when you're finished with this, please do like the video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And please do go to our website, www.ioforteens.org. And you can, again, there's curriculum there that you can download for free, but there are other resources that you can, that we've added some other freebies that you can download. So please do check us out. And so thank you again for engaging with us today and listening to the videos. And we're excited to continue to discover IO with you.
Thank you guys. Bye.